Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TCFL Central. This is episode 1 of the TCFL 2023 season. Episode 1 will preview all the teams in the league, and we'll also be running the first 3 weeks of the preseason. And after that, we'll go over the statistics and wrap up episode 1. So let's get right down to it. Here is the divisions for the 2023 TCFL. Division 1 and 2 are the Action PC Computer Division, and Division 3 and 4 are the Stratomatic Head-to-Head Divisions. Division 1 has Sheraton, Nashville, Cleveland, and Front Street. Division 2, Winnipeg, Carbondale, Lacrosse, and Transylvania. Division 3 has Putnam County, Greenville, Akron, and New York. And Division 4 has Detroit, Woodland, Hampton County, and Greene. Okay, so first thing is to do a quick preview of all the 16 teams. So let's go ahead and start that with Sheridan. Hey, here's Sheridan's roster. You see they have 45 players. Now, the one thing you need to remember that the Stratomatic rosters are the official rosters and would have any no cards that they are carrying over into the next season. If the Action PC side has 45 players, then that means even if the team had no cards on the Stratomatic side, they actually would have a card for the Action PC side. So here is again, this is the roster for Sheraton. And let's see, here's their starting standard lineup. That's with the 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Considers the pros lineup, and then there's the defensive 4-3 and special teams. And take a quick look at their depth chart. And you see there's your quarterback, running back, blocking backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Offensive line, there's your guards, center, and tackle. On defense, defensive ends, defensive tackles, inside linebackers, outside linebackers, corners, and safeties. Okay, so I think that's all we'll be covering for each of the teams. So let's go on to the next team. Nashville. Here's Nashville's roster. Now, if you see they have 44 players on the Action PC, that means 1 player on the Stratomatic roster is a no card that even Action does not have a card for. Okay, so let's quickly look at the lineups. There's your offensive pro, the special teams, offense, defense, and their special teams. Defense, and special teams. Go to the depth chart. So quarterback, click the tab and you get the quarterbacks, running backs, blocking backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Offensive line, guards, centers and tackles, defensive end, tackle, line, inside linebackers, outside linebackers, corners, and safeties. Okay, I think that's it for Nashville. Go on to Cleveland. There's Cleveland's roster. They must have two no cards on the strap side that Action did not have. And that's the Cleveland Rockers. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the lineup. Offense, defense, and special team, depth chart, cornerback, running back, block back, wide receiver, and tight end. Guards, centers, and tackles. Defense, we have end, tackle, inside linebackers, outside linebackers, corners, and safeties. Okay, I think that does it for Cleveland. We'll move on to Front Street. Front Street's roster. Over to the lineups. There's the offense, defense, special teams, depth chart, quarterback, running back, walking backs, wide receivers, tight end, guards, center, tackle, defensive ends on defense. Wow, two defensive tackle 10s. Strong. Inside, outside, corner, and safeties. Okay. That's for Front Street. Move on to Winnipeg. Get their roster. With the lineup, there's your offense, defense, special teams. Depth chart shows the cornerback, running back, blocking back, wide receiver, and tight end. Defensive line, guards, center, tackle, defensive ends. Oh, they're loaded. And tackle. Okay, yeah. 10, 9, 9, 9. Inside linebacker has 1, 9. And there you go. Okay, let's move on to Armandale. Take a look at their roster. Go over to lineup. Here's their offense lineup. Defense. Special teams. Depth chart. Quarterbacks. Running back, blocking back, wide receiver, tight ends, offensive line, guards, center, and tackle. And you could have a problem there. Defensive ends, and tackle, inside, outside, corners, and safety. Okay, moving on to the cross. their roster. Line up their 2 wides, 2 running backs. Defense, 4-3, special teams. Depth chart. Quarterback, running back, block back, wide receiver, and tight end. Guards, center, tackles, defensive ends, tackle, inside, outside linebackers, corners, and safeties. 9 safeties. Okay, except for McCall. And then Transradio. Transradio is the last team on the Action PC side. Take a look at their roster. And let's go with the lineups. Offense. Do defense. Special teams. Depth chart. Quarterback. Running back. Blocking back. Wide receiver. Tight end. Offensive line. Guard. Center. Tackle. One center. Okay, defense. On defensive side. Defensive end. Tackle. Inside, outside linebackers. Corners, and safety. Okay, that's it for Transylvania. We'll move on to the Trinidad side. Now, of course, the only time that games will be played on the Action PC computer game for the head-to-head side is when games that are scheduled cannot be played. Once that's determined, then the PC game will actually play their game. Otherwise, the teams in Division 3 and 4 are the head-to-head Stradivari side. Okay, so the Putnam County, take a look at their roster, go over to the lineups, their offense, defense, special teams, depth chart, quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Guards, tunnels, and tackles, defense, defensive end, tackle, inside and outside linebackers, quarterbacks, and safeties. Okay, next up is Greenville. Take a look at their roster. And we go with the lineup. Offense. Defense. Cut. Depth chart, quarterback. Running back. Blocking back. Wide receiver. Tight ends. Guard. Center. And tackles on the offensive line. Defense. Defensive end, tackle, inside linebackers, outside linebacker, corner, and safety. Okay, next up, Akron. And there's their roster. Take a look at their lineups. defense, special team, depth chart, quarterback, running back, blocking guard, wide receivers, and tight ends. Offensive line, guards, center, tackle, defense, and tackle, inside, outside, corner, and safety. Moving on to New York. And their New York roster, line up offense, defense, special team, depth chart, quarterback, running back, blocking back, wide receivers, and tight end. Defensive line, center and tackle, defense, defensive end. Wow, defensive end and tackle, 4 nines. Inside linebacker, outside linebacker, corners, and safeties. Going on to Region 4, Detroit. There's roster. Let's go to the lineup. Offense, defense, and special teams. Depth chart. Quarterback, running back, blocking, wideouts, and tight ends. Defensive line, guards, center, tackle, defensive line. Defensive ends, tackle, inside, outside, corners, and safety. Next up, Woodland. Woodland roster. Let's go with the lineup. Offense. Defense, special teams, depth chart, running back, blocking, wideouts, tight, defensive line, guard, center, tackles, defensive end, tackle, linebacker, inside, outside, corners, and safety. Moving on to Housing County. And roster, go to lineups, offense, defense, special teams, depth chart, quarterback, running back, block, wide receiver, and then offensive line, guard, center, tackle, defense, defensive end, tackle, linebacker, outside linebacker, corner, 210 corners, and safety. Okay, last team in the league, Green. Their roster. Go to lineup. Offense, defense, special team, depth chart, quarterback, running back, blocking back, wide out, tight ends, offensive line, guard, center, tackle, defense, defensive end, tackle, inside, outside, corner, and safety. Okay, so that's all information and previews of the 16 TCFL teams for 2023. So, let's go ahead and move on to the week 1, 2, and 3 of the preseason. And there we go. Here's week 1. Week 2 games. Week 3 games. And there's 6 weeks in the preseason. There's 4, 5, and 6. All the, as you have noted through all the preseason games will be played on the Action PC side. And all the games are, let's see, they are Action PC teams versus Stratomatic head-to-head teams in those divisions. So we essentially out of an Action PC conference and a Stratomatic head-to-head conference. All the teams in the Action PC conference will be playing against the team in the Stratomatic head-to-head conference for preseason. And during the season, both the conference play only games within their conference. Oh. Let's go ahead and get preseason week 1 underway. And as I mentioned, these will be all auto-play games. At the end of each game, we'll go over the stats real quick. And then at the end of all 3 games, we'll go over the team stats. Okay, Putnam County and Transylvania. They're off, and Transylvania wins 24-17. And take a look at their box score. And just quickly run through the box score. Okay, next up is Greenville and Winnipeg. Winnipeg dumps Greenville 33-13. Take a quick look at their box score. Moving on to Detroit and Cleveland. Autoplay. Detroit edges out Cleveland 24-17. Take a quick look at the box score. Okay. Next game is Woodland at Nashville. There you have it. Nashville defeats Woodland 31-22. Take a look at their stats. Okay. Move on. It's Lacrosse at New York. New York scores 54 points, so far the most this week, and defeat Lacrosse 54-23. Take a look at their box scores. Then we'll move it on to Armadale and Akron. And Akron scores 47 points against Armadale and defeats them 47-28. Armadale was able to score some points, but they could not stop Akron. We go through there. Okay, next on the agenda is Front Street at Green. And we have Green edging out French 16-14. It's like probably the best game of the week. Okay, there's the box score. And we'll end week 1 with Sheraton at Hazard County. And it's Hazard County win 21-19, another very close game. Okay, that wraps it up for week 1. And as you can see down in the lower right corner here, it gives you some statistics as of the end of the week. So we'll move over to play week 2. And we have Transylvania at New York. Both teams won their first game. And New York knocked off Transylvania 23-13. Here's some statistics. So, okay, next up is another 1-0 record team against another. Winnipeg and Akron both 1-0. Let's see who wins this game. And it's Winnipeg trouncing Akron 44-14. Take a look at the box score. And then we move on to Cleveland at Green. Green 1-0, Green over 1. Green favored by 10. Let's go ahead and see what happens to this game. And it's Green defeating Cleveland 37-20. And there's some statistics. Okay, moving on to game 4 of week 2, we have Nashville at House County, another matchup of 1-0 teams. The line is even. Let's go ahead and autoplay them. And we have Nashville defeating House County 35-27. Okay, that's the box score for that game. Moving on, we have across at Putnam County. Looks like one of those teams will pick up their first win of the year. And then we have Putnam County by 12. They're the one that's looking for that win. Let's see if they come through. And they do, 45-30 over McCross. There's the box score. And we move on to Avondale and Greenville. Lines even. Let's see who wins their first game of the year. And Avondale knocks off Greenville 31-17. There's the box score there. And we head to Detroit for Front Street at Detroit Front Street. Detroit's favored by 9. And there we go. And Detroit wins their second game 36-19 over Front Street. Okay, there's your there's your box score for the game. And final game of week 2 at Sheraton at Woodland. Sheraton's favored by 1 point. And Woodland wins 19-9. There's your box score. And you see that interesting. Sheraton was up 9-0 at halftime. Woodland came up with 10 and then won the game in the 4th. So, that's it for week 2. There is one thing I will mention after 2 weeks here, that normally during the regular season on the PC side, we will be having at least one game every weekend. It's the game of the week, which we'll go ahead and let the computer run both teams, and we'll watch the game in progress. So stay tuned for that for week one. We'll have on the PC side, we will have our game of the week just like last year. So here we go. We can take a look at the standings and everything down here on the bottom left in Nashville, Winnipeg, New York all lead their divisions with 2-0 records, and Detroit and Green have both won both of their games. And there's the statistics. Now, look at that. Armandale, Justin Herbert leads the league with pass rating after 2 weeks. Detroit's got Dalvin Cook with 246 yards in 2 games. Maybe we ought to get back and look at those 2 box scores. That's quite a few rushing yards there. You see, we got a couple guys with 4 touchdowns, 18 receptions by a couple players. And anyway, you can see after 2 games, the leaders. So let's go ahead and go to week 3. First game on the schedule week 3 is Greenville 0-2, Transylvania 1-1. Transylvania is up favored by 6. And we have Transylvania defeating Greenville 44-27. Take a quick look at the box score. And moving on to game 2, which has Winnipeg at Putnam County. Winnipeg 2-0. If they can stay undefeated. They're favored by 3. They win by 4, 38-34 over Putnam County. And there's that was the box score for Winnipeg. Putnam County. Moving on, we have Woodland at Cleveland. Woodland favored by 12. Auto play in Cleveland upset Woodland 23-17, giving Cleveland their first win here in the preseason. And there you go with the box score. Let's move on to Avondale at New York. New York is 2-2 and is favored by a lot, 22 points. Let's see if Avondale can even stay in this game. And it's an Avondale upset, 17-10 over New York. New York dropped out of the undefeated ranks. So far, we only have one team that, after the first 4 games in week 3, that has a 3-0 record. Take a look at the box score. There you go. And next of that, moving on, we have Akron playing lacrosse. Akron's favored by 16. Let's see how well that works out. And Akron gets walloped 41-19 by lacrosse. And we take a look at some statistics. Here are the box score. Moving on to the next game. Now we have 2-0 teams playing here. So one's going to go down and the other one's going to have a 3-0 record. And the prediction is Detroit's by 12. Let's see if that holds true. Most of these predictions have not been very accurate here in preseason. But Detroit rolls over Nashville 41-13. They're now 3-0. And let's look at Detroit's rush. That would be, look at Cook. 143 8 yards in this game. He is just a running machine compared to Chubb, which is supposedly one of the better running backs in the league, was held to only 38 yards. Wow. Okay, well, wait a minute. I don't think I gave you the full box score. So let's go back and roll down so you can see the whole box score. And we'll move on to game 7. And Hazard County at Front Street. Hazard County is favored by 8. Let's see how that holds up. And Front Street upset Hazard County 26-17. Take a look at that box score. And now we go to the final game of week 3. We have Green favored by 16. They're 2-0 against Sheridan. And Green wins their 3rd game of the year, 32-13 over Sheridan. Here's the box score for that. And that ends the week 3 schedule. And here's the standing. And you see Detroit and Green are both 3-0. Remember that Division 1 and 2 will play teams in Division 3 and 4. So Detroit and Green will not play each other until the regular season. But sure looks like there might be some pretty good matchups there in the regular season Stratomatic side with Detroit and Green. And here's the statistics after 3 games. And look at Solomon Cook for Detroit, 394 yards in 3 games. That was really amazing. Justin Herbert dropped to 3rd, and Jalen Hurts of Winnipeg has moved up with a 114.1. So for week 4, there's week 4 games. See what type of matchups are there. We 3-0 Detroit against Sheridan. That could be a problem there for Sheridan. Green is favored by 8 to keep themselves undefeated. Green may have a chance to win their first game against McCross. That's an even line there. And let's see, Winnipeg and New York. New York is favored by that, so Winnipeg may have a tough time staying undefeated there. Alright, so that's it for the schedule. Let's see. Let's go on, we'll take a look at each team's statistics. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here's Akron's team stats. So the Auburndale, we'll just quickly go through them. If you want to actually peruse them, you get pause and take your time looking at the statistics. It won't be changed in 2022. I think that's leftover from last year's name. Well, we can change that. And we'll be changing the names of the divisions too before the end. I'm sorry, before we finish up preseason. Let's see. All teams replay stats. Oh, I must have been showing the real-time stats. So let's back up and do this again. Auburndale, Akron, Auburndale, Cleveland, Detroit, Front Street, Green, Greenville, Hazard, McCross, Nashville, New York, Putnam County, Sheridan, Transylvania, Winnipeg, and Woodland. Okay, we're going to go ahead and and build a report. This is a report that will be emailed to all the TCFL holders so they can kind of peruse this a little bit. And I think that'll be it from TCFL Central. This is episode 1, the preview, and also the first 3 games on the preseason schedule. So this is Gary signing off for the day, and I think we're done now. Bye.
Messages. New message. To replay this message, press 1. To delete, press 7.
I've made six figures with the job. This is my favorite tool as a content creator.
Look at how it absorbs all the liquid and locking it right on in. Are you a believer now?
I'm a believer.